Yo, what's going on, guys? Egal Talks About back again with another video. I got Will from Football Carnage in the building. And bro, how you doing, man? How's everything?
Bro, I'm doing pretty good. I mean, it's been a mid-season, but
Hey, at
can't
least you won a
complain too
trophy,
much.
right? At least you won a trophy, right?
Got two.
There you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
But hey, Arsenal finished another season trophy list, and people, our first question they're having is, can Arsenal hold on to Saliba for another season? Now, before I go any further, can Real Madrid afford to purchase Saliba, bro? Let's keep it 100.
Of course, we could afford to purchase Saliba. The question is, do the club want to pay for Saliba? I think we should. Not every signing needs to be a free agent, right? Like, yeah, it's fantastic getting like Mbappe for free. We see what's going on with Trent. Those are market opportunities. But, bro, we've been so trashed this season. We need Saliba badly. You see Barcelona, I think they've scored the most goals in Europe. And we got to go against them a couple of times every single season. And they've been beating us. We need defensive reinforcements. I'm not going to lie. Yo, I'm not even thinking about any signings that don't have to do with the back line. I don't want to see a midfielder. I don't want to see an attacker.
What about Dean Huijsen?
Yeah, I would take – no, but the thing is, so me personally, I want both of them. Because Dean Huijsen, I don't think he's good enough to start for Madrid anyways. I view him as more of like a prospect, right? Like you bring him in, he has good potential, right? You let him learn from a Saliba and an Antonio Rudiger. And then you have Huijsen and then you got Asensio as like the rotational pieces. Because there's going to be a lot of games that we're playing. So
what about the fact that you guys are looking at Kanate?
Yeah, see, but Kanate, because of his contract, that would be a free. It like and
you guys are just trying to exploit Liverpool for free transfers, and you think you can bully Arsenal into selling Saliba?
No, no, we can't bully you per se because he still has a couple of years left. So if we wanted to do like the free agent route, I mean, I'm not trying to wait 3 seasons, right? I would like to get him now. I think it would be more so the player that would be the key to getting the move done this summer. I feel like next summer is more realistic. But this summer, again, you got like we've had such a bad season that Perez has to respond, right? Like you have to answer for what we've seen. Ancelotti's getting sacked, as he should, right? He's been awful this season. But a lot of people understand that Perez is a big reason why our squad has been poorly constructed. So he's going to be feeling that pressure. And I definitely think that Saliba, especially with you guys getting knocked out the UCL, I don't think Saliba's ever won a trophy with Arsenal. He wasn't there for the FA Cup. Like I think he was on loan at that time. Yeah, so he's never won a trophy with Arsenal. I feel like he's going to be sitting there. He's 24 years old. He's going to be thinking about it, right? I know that during the international break, you can't tell me that Mbappe, Camavinga, Tchouameni, Ferland Mendy, you know that these guys are talking to him. Like Rudiger's come out and said that he thinks that Saliba's a fantastic defender and all these different things.
He said that in October. But I'll say this. You guys, how much are you willing to afford? Because I don't think Arsenal is going to sell him for less than 100 million. But I personally wouldn't sell him for less than 150, 120. Like, that's what I'm looking at price tag wise.
Yeah, but we got to be realistic, right? You're not going to get 150 million for him. I think that Saliba will definitely have to be a record. Like, you can't get him. And I know that Arsenal don't usually sell well. But I feel like if they don't get a world record fee for Saliba, for a defender, like, that would be a crime. Like, maybe Berta might not be the guy if he can't finagle at least 100. Me personally, I think that Saliba would go for 100. I feel like if we bid 100 M's, I feel like Saliba would force the move. Now, obviously, if we come in with like 70 million, right? No, right? Like that's gonna just get outright rejected. I think we put down 100 million. Maybe you do like another 5-10 million in add-ons. I feel like Saliba would then go to Arsenal and say, like, this is a respectable offer. You're getting a world record fee. And I think he would kind of force the club to, maybe negotiate or accept that deal.
I think this is what's going to happen. I think it's going to be too rich for your blood this season. And I think it's going to be a situation where we're going to have Saliba. Now, I'm not saying Real Madrid don't have the facilities to sign Saliba. If you wanted to, you do. But here's where things get interesting. What's going on with Rodrygo? Because why am I hearing Rodrygo's leaving? Arsenal's interested. I'm hearing swap deals. I'm hearing swap deals plus cash. Like, really and truly, if you're going to sell Rodrygo, you're going to sell him for cash. You're not going to want to do a swap.
I would swap him, though. If you told me right now that's the only way that I could get Saliba this summer, I'd swap Rodrygo. Not
No,
because I don't.
but you'd have to give us more than just Rodrygo.
Yeah. Rodrygo and 20 million.
So you're saying he's worth 120 million?
Rodrygo.
No, Saliba's worth 120 million.
No, Saliba is worth about 100. I think that Rodrygo is worth anywhere from
80.
like 80 to 90 million. Like realistically, right? And the thing is, I rate Rodrygo. I think he's a baller, right? He's my favorite player at the club. But for his personal development and for him to get the recognition that I think a player of his level deserves, he's not going to do that at Real Madrid, right? Like, even when he plays well, he's the first one subbed off, right? He's behind Vinicius, he's behind Mbappe, he's behind Jude in the pecking order. And this season, his performances haven't been that. Like, he had like a nice little purple patch for like a month or so, and then he's kind of fallen off a cliff, right? I feel like he's already
if
won.
If he were to come to Arsenal, do you think he'd be better than? Do you think he's the best player?
I would have to see how he adapts to the Premier League, but I think he would be, in theory, right? Like, from what I've seen,
physically, is he ready to play in the Premier League?
Yes. But I mean, it's a lot. Like, I think like there would be an adjustment period, right? It's much different than La Liga. The Premier League's a lot faster. It's a lot more physical. So
it's easier to score goals in the Premier League.
Say it again?
It's easier to score goals in the Premier League than La Liga.
I wouldn't say necessarily. Well, I think in general,
look at Egal.
But not against. Yeah, but that's the thing though. But like, I feel like for how teams set up against Arsenal, it's kind of be the same because a lot of teams don't attack you like that. They kind of sit back. So you still have to break them down anyways. But yeah, in terms of like the pace and power and the back and forth, yeah, I agree. Like, the Premier League is a lot less technical than La Liga. But I think like if Rodrygo wants to, because again, right, bro, he's won multiple UCLs, he's won multiple La Ligas, Copa, he's won everything that you can at Real Madrid. Right. I think he can make that decision to now say, I want to play on the left wing, because he's a left winger that's being forced to play on the right.
I hear about Rodrygo. He fit in perfectly in our team. But the thing is, it would not be Saliba and Rodrygo straight up. It would probably also be additional cash. And there's other clubs that are going to want Rodrygo and probably be willing to spend.
Now, of course, I was just saying that if it came down to it, let's say if Arsenal said, yo, give us Rodrygo and let's say 10 million. I'm saying, like, if that was the offer, I would take that because it's getting me Saliba. Whereas another club, let's say like Man City, because they want him, Liverpool have been interested as well. Let's say a Bayern. Those clubs would give me the cash up front, but I would want Saliba. Like, for me, Saliba is the marquee signing. Like, Saliba is
your number one target.
For me, he's a Galactico. Like that's what Saliba is. He's a, and I know that like against PSG, right? One of those counterattacks that they had, I forget if it was the Barcola or Doué one. I think the Barcola. He made that mistake. Like, that was a bad pass that got intercepted. I know against Real Madrid, he made that mistake, let us score. Same thing, I think, when you guys were playing, was it Brentford or something like that, or Palace?
Yeah.
He has those mistakes in him, but I still feel like the potential is so crazy that he could be at Real Madrid for the next 10 years and be leading our defense, which is what the reports are saying that we're telling him, is that he can be the leader of our defense. And
you think you'll have the patience? Sorry, bro. I keep cutting you off. There's so many thoughts in my head that I need to get out.
Go ahead, bro.
Do you think you will have the patience to wait for Saliba a year or two from now? Because Arsenal, from everything I'm hearing, Arsenal are not going to sell unless we get top dollar, and it makes sense financially for us to also have a replacement in the wing that can come in that we deem decent enough where we can compete.
But I also think that it's but I think that rumor is also dependent on Saliba.
Saliba's
not, so if he's not like forcing a move, like if he's not going to Arsenal and saying, I would like to go, if they put in a like a respectable bid, I want you to sell me. If he doesn't say that, then I agree.
He's not saying
like, why would Saliba's the kind of player that if he does not want to leave, I'm not even entertaining offers. I wouldn't care how much money Real Madrid send. But if he does come and say that he thinks that he should be leaving, right? If he wants to leave, I feel like then Arsenal can't be expecting like 150 M's. And again, they're saying that we've been talking to all parties involved. All parties involved. So that means Saliba's camp. And that does have to indicate that we have made contact with Arsenal. I remember when we first drew you guys in the quarterfinals, I said, yo, we got to use this as a Saliba recruitment process. The fact that he's going to be in Madrid, he's going to be at the Bernabeu, right? He's going to be seeing the facilities. He's going to be seeing the city. and he's got his boys there like already, like Mbappe. They grew up
But you
together.
know what ended up happening? We slapped you over 2 legs, and
Yeah,
it's like, and it's a situation where the player might say to himself, maybe this is the right place to be at.
yeah, but then after that, you guys went out to PSG, and now the player could be saying, I mean, how much longer should I wait?
I personally think it's a situation where we have this summer to show what we're made of in two senses. One, by either trying to sign Saliba to a new deal or just holding on to him and saying, you know what, stay with us, do like a Luis Suarez kind of thing. Be like, yo, stay for one more season, see if we can try to win the league. We're so close. Let's go and get the striker. Let's go get the left winger. And we go again this season. And if things don't work out, you can always move at the end of next summer. Right?
Okay. But I think, oh, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. I know
And
you're
then
going
and then Saliba himself has not made any implication that he is forcing a move or he is wanting to leave now. Everything he said is he would love to go to Real Madrid one day. He views them as a top club, but at this moment in time, he's an Arsenal player, and I don't think his head's not turned at this moment in time. So obviously he's going to have to say that. But at the same time, from all the stuff coming from his camp is interested in Real Madrid. But unless Real Madrid make a massive play, Arsenal are in no position to sell. Arsenal
Of
are
course.
not going to go. Arsenal are not going to go and get another striker for the 70 or 60 million that's of Saliba's caliber. We're going to have to go and get somebody who's relatively unproven to make it worth our while.
I
So
mean, but you guys are in for Dean Huijsen as well.
I know, but even if we do get Dean Huijsen, he's supposed to be somebody who comes in and is covered to before we sell Saliba. So we're supposed to have him under for at least a year. I am in no way saying Saliba is going to play his whole career at Arsenal. Eventually, he's going to end up at Real Madrid. I understand that, but I don't think he's going to leave this summer. I think what happens earliest next summer. Worst case scenario, he leaves on a free. And Will, I'll tell you this: unlike Liverpool fans, if Saliba wins us the league or wins us anything, and anything of note like the league or the Champions League, and he leaves on a free, I'll shake his hand.
So then what if he leaves on a free, but you still haven't won?
At that point, it's on us. We failed. Fair play.
Okay. Okay. I mean, the thing is, though, I don't really
I
want
don't
to
think
wait
we're
for
gonna have the same level of emotion to Saliba as Liverpool fans would Trent. The
That's
reason
true.
why they're upset about Trent is because he's a boyhood club, 20 years, and said, you know what, I love the club, and then he goes and walks out.
Yeah, I
So
mean, we offered them money,
if,
so him leaving for
even
free
if
was
Saka
on the
left,
board.
bro, I just feel like I'm at a different stage right now. If Saka even left Arsenal and we weren't winning, I would understand. I'd be like, bro, I get it. But if we start delivering and what do you call it? Saliba leaves or somebody else leaves, I kind of be like, yo, why are you leaving? We're winning.
Yeah, but then like, what if they tell you, well, look, I hoped you guys get back to this point, and now
It would
I'd
be
like,
different with Saka. If Saka
yeah,
was to leave after winning boyhood club, I'd be like, you just want us to Premier League. I get it, fair play. If you want to go, you can go. But at the same time, it's like we're gonna have to get record fees. None of this free transfer stuff. Like,
yeah. I mean, yeah, I get it, but at the same time, right? If you with the Trent situation, I'm pretty sure that Liverpool knew, like, you don't need
Liverpool
him.
knew they
They
kicked
knew,
it back.
brother. Fabrizio Romano said over a year ago that we were talking to his. So, like, if Fabrizio knows this, Liverpool know. The problem is their board should have told Trent in the summer, brother, if you don't sign a new deal right now, you are not playing for this club again. So you either sign a new contract or you leave now. If you don't leave, then you could play in the under 23s, right? In like
They were never
in
gonna do
Premier
that.
League.
They sacrificed all the transfer fees for him for one more season.
Yeah, all right. So then this is
And
the
you know
trade-off.
something? If I were to have won multiple league titles, a Champions League, and all the stuff that he won, personally, I wouldn't hold it against him. I'll be like, I understand.
And thing is, bro,
But
we offered them 30 million in January.
but
The
bringing it
number that
back to Saliba,
yeah.
if Saliba is to leave and we get a swap deal or we get cash from Real Madrid, it's not going to happen this summer. I don't think it's going to happen next summer probably.
I mean, look, let's see. Like these transfer reports,
What
they
makes you
move
think it's
very
going to
quickly.
happen this summer?
Because I think Madrid need to make a signing of Saliba's caliber, and I feel like
But you
he's just
can't
the
wait.
ideal
You can't wait.
caliber.
You don't want, first of all, you
Cannot
don't want to,
cannot
you
wait.
don't want to, you can't wait. Also, I don't think you can afford to spend the type of money that you need to spend to
But why
get.
not? We are very smart financially. We don't spend money like that. Like, regardless of like what,
would you drop 120 on Saliba?
no, because he will ask for the move after the 100 million. You probably get 105, and then we'll
Bro,
just shake hands. He'll
no.
ask for the move. Egal. Like, you do realize this. Like, if we make a respectable, again, not a low ball. Oh, Real Madrid have
One
some.
second.
No. I'm
There's
talking
people.
about a
There's people.
respectable bid.
There's people.
We'll
There's
ask for
people.
the move.
There's people who'd move, but you also have to understand that Saliba, one, Saliba is an Arsenal fan. Number two, he's on really decent wages, and we have a contract up until 2027 with an option to make it until 2028.
Yeah. But again, if a player asks for the move, all that contract stuff doesn't matter. You're not going to keep a player.
What makes you think he's going to move when ask for a move?
Because I believe that he's been at Arsenal long enough, and I think he and I think some of your other players as well may be thinking it's not going to happen at Arsenal for us, bro. Like, we've been doing this 4 or 5 years. It's now phase 5, phase 6. We've been trusting this process, and there's nothing to show for it. Real Madrid come in for me right now. We need a center back, right? Who's to say in 2 seasons that we need Saliba? Again, not everybody is Mbappe, right? Like, the Real Madrid train does not come around.
Saliba's the Mbappe of center backs.
No. See, but here's the thing, though. We go sign Dean Huijsen this summer. Let's hypothetically, we sign Dean Huijsen. We already have Raul Asensio from our academy, who's been our best. He's been balling this season. So let's say Dean Huijsen comes in and smashes it, world-class level. Asensio's playing at a world-class level. Now the club are looking at it like, yo, we don't want to go for Saliba.
And then you get Konate on a free.
Yeah. All right. And let's say even that. Konate now next season, he might be a free signing. That sounds a lot better than dropping 100 million for Saliba. And now we don't need a center back. Saliba's going to be thinking about it like, yo, this might be this is the summer where I can get the move. Again, there's been no indications that he wants to leave. I'm not saying that. But I think if we put a respectable offer on the table, I think Saliba would talk to your club and say, I think like this is a good offer. I would like to go. That's all.
I disagree. I think Saliba would always respect and leave it in the club's decision and not necessarily force it anyway.
But then the club would never sell him then, because why would you ever sell him?
No.
So then he'll be there his whole career.
There is a logic behind it, but the logic would be if we get an offer that we can't refuse, like 120 million or something.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
If you get 120 million, that's basically the equivalent of getting 2 center backs or a midfielder and another center back.
Yeah. So okay, so like, do you think that the club are worried about Saliba possibly?
I think Andre Berta, coming from Atletico Madrid, has always sold high and then gone and bought low on some young players to replace those high sales. So if you can do it with Griezmann, if you can do it with some of these guys that he did over there in La Liga, I wouldn't be surprised if Andre Berta changed the club's opinion on selling Saliba if it did happen. But the only way it happens is if you offer us 120. Forget about record fee. I'm talking about record transfers in general. Like 120 is like ridiculous.
Yeah, I think you're going to.
The market value has increased to the point where a player like Saliba is worth over 100 million.
I think that you're going to be disappointed. I'm gonna be very real with you. I think like when he leaves, it's not going to be for the fee that you're expecting.
If he leaves next year, yeah, that makes sense, but not this year.
But that's what I'm saying. Like even this summer, I don't think it's going to be like this. I think it will be a record. It's not going to be that much over 100. Like you're talking about 120, 150. You're not getting that money for.
All right. So what's your final statement? You think Saliba will be a Real Madrid player come the end of the season?
No, I don't think so. I hope so, though. That's what I'm saying. I hope that we put the bid in, and then that's when because right now it's all speculation. Until Fabrizio says that we put the bid in, then it's all speculation. So if we put the bid in, I think he comes. But until then, nah. I'm just more so hoping that that's what we do.
All right. Fair play, bro. Leave it there. Big up, Will. Football Carnage, right?
Yep. Big up, bro.
Make sure you guys check it out. I'm going to put the link in the description. Make sure you guys give him a follow. And hopefully we do more content throughout the year. Hopefully it's nothing to do with Saliba getting sold to your club then. Anyways, we're out of here for you. Peace.